Back in the days when Andrew Carnegie still ran the biggest steel company in Pittsburgh, his business partner was Henry Phipps. When Carnegie sold out to J.P. Morgan and became pretty much the richest man in the world, Phipps got pretty rich himself. And he used some of that money to build a Victorian garden in Pittsburgh's Schenley Park, Phipps Conservatory. Today, that old glass house is on the cutting edge of green building, and come September, it will have the attention of the entire world when it plays host to the Leaders' Dinner during the Pittsburgh Summit. Richard Piacentini is Executive Director of Phipps Conservatory and Botanical Gardens. Welcome. Good to have you here.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
This has to be one heck of an honor and one heck of a challenge at the same time.
It is. We're really excited with this opportunity to showcase our conservatory, which we think is one of the most beautiful conservatories in the country, but also a great opportunity to help the rest of Pittsburgh show off this great city we have to the rest of the world.
Well, Phipps obviously has been much more in the public eye over the last couple of years. You had the big Chihuly show a couple of years ago. You've got glass again inside the glass house, but I think in a lot of Pittsburghs probably don't appreciate just how much has been done to transform that old building over the last decade or so.
That's right. I think some people are clued into some of the green initiatives that we've been doing at the conservatory the last 5 years. A lot of people still aren't aware that Phipps is actually probably America's greenest garden and certainly one of the greenest gardens in the world right now.
Okay, so what makes it the greenest garden or one of the greenest gardens in the world?
Well, there's a lot that goes into that. It's actually started for us with our Welcome Center. When we opened our Welcome Center in March of 2005, it actually was the first LEED certified visitor center in a public garden in the world, and LEED is the sort of the national standard now for measuring how green a building is. It stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. And
obviously our Green Convention Center, one of the big reasons that we got the G20 Summit to begin with, but clearly the green building here is one of the big reasons probably that you're going to get to host the reception and the Leaders' Dinner.
We think so. That's right.
Well, and so you have the Welcome Center, and people have seen that beautifully designed so that it really didn't detract from the Victorian architecture. For in the front of the building, you still have a look and feel that probably Phipps himself would have been very comfortable with.
Right, and it was actually designed that way on purpose so that when you look across the front of the conservatory, you can't see the new development that takes place in back. And the new conservatory that we built in behind the conservatory actually ended up being the most energy efficient conservatory in the world.
And I've heard you talk about this before. You've built a greenhouse with no greenhouse effect.
That's right.
How does that work?
Well, we put a lot of thought and effort into figuring out how can we make this building be more efficient. And it turns out that we, by incorporating a number of new strategies and different strategies, we were able to make it so that the half the roof opens up on this building so we don't trap any heat inside, so a lot of the air gets to move out. We put in earth tubes. We put in 6 300-foot long, 24-inch diameter concrete pipes that are buried underground. We draw air through those tubes, and the ground cools the air before it gets into the space. We put in a shading system, fogging system to use evaporative cooling. So the building actually is always 6 to 8 degrees cooler inside than it is outside, and uses no energy, virtually no energy to do that.
Is that remarkable? For a greenhouse especially, and you've got a fuel cell, a Pittsburgh-built fuel cell right in there as well?
Right. The electricity for that building is made from a solid oxide fuel cell. It was actually a prototype of a fuel cell that was developed by Siemens.
That's exciting. And on the horizon, you're trying to take this to another level.
We have some really big plans that are coming up. Well, actually just about now. We just finished the designs for a building we're calling the Center for Sustainable Landscapes. It's going to be the new home for our education, research, and administration offices, and is actually being designed to meet the Living Building Challenge, which is a challenge asking people to go beyond LEED Platinum, which is currently the greenest kind of building you can build right now. It'll be a building that's zero net energy, zero net water, and when we open it, hopefully later next year, it might just be the greenest building in the world. Wow,
really exciting. People can find out a lot more. Well, they should go just visit the place. Yeah, go check it out. There's a great glass art on exhibit right now. It's a fabulous place to visit any time of year, and clearly it's a wonderful way to showcase our region's transformation as well as Phipps itself. Richard, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And when we return, the global spotlight turns to Andy Warhol. Stay with us.